take 25, I should really consider downloading or using some of those video editors I downloaded, because I'm going to talk about how many freaking videos I just erased on accident. Anyway, welcome back to my channel, Angela versus Angel, and don't forget about Angie. So I said last time I want to talk about fish oil and orgasms, which I should really separate those two subjects, because one could help one person and the other subject could help another, and really a lot of this has to do with helping. And, you know, just displaying my hot mess of life. But I'm just going to keep the two together because they, in my situation, they go together. So, about a month before my husband died, so it was probably May 2020, something deep inside me told me to take fish oil again, but not like I had taken it before. It had been in my medicine cabinet for 20 years. But, I always took what it said on the bottle, like, take 2 a day or whatever. Something told me to take like triple. And I started out like 10 tablets a day, I think, and worked my way up to like 20, I think I am now. Sometimes less, sometimes more, it just depends. And so many people jump my ass saying, no, it's not healthy to take that many. But let me tell you, I even came off of my blood pressure and cholesterol medicine because of the fish oil. So I don't care what anybody says. I don't think there's such thing as too much. Just be me. I don't want to hear it. If anything has negative to say, I ain't gonna read it, because I know my personal experience, and it's been a godsend, total godsend. It really started because of my medical problems, not the orgasms. That's totally separate. So maybe it should be a separate video, or the end of this video. Either way, no, that wouldn't be enough to do 2 videos. Anyway, or it might with me, you know, babbling and stopping and pausing and forgetting what I was saying. But anywho, so I started doing that, and the pain did start getting better. And I was on Neurontin, gabapentin, for a very long time. Very, very long time. A couple decades. Maybe not that long, but a long time. I was on Zoloft. I mean, I was on a lot of medications. And I had tried to wean before, and it never went well. Like the time I tried to wean up gabapentin, pins and needles were horrible throughout my body. I couldn't even sit down on the toilet. It was like stabbing. With the Zoloft, I got on it. I was only on it about 8 years. It was right after my mama passed away and I was depressed. And I had tried to come off it before too, because I was like, well, I'm not depressed anymore. Well, I could barely walk when I tried to wean off of that one. So I was really nervous about this whole fish oil medication thing. But anyway, I did it. I slowly started weaning. One drug at a time, for the most part. And then the cholesterol and the blood pressure was just something I was going to stay on. Turns out I didn't have to, because everything went down. I started to lose weight, which I have gained some back. Freaking soda. So I need to get on that. But so we're coming off all this medication, thanks to the fish oil, which, you know, the orgasm part does have a lot to do with that. So I'm just going to skip ahead. So even my mental health was feeling better, and I researched that, and sure enough, there's psychologists that prescribe fish oil to their patients because it helps your mental health. And a lot of my mental health and being happy as I am today is my husband passing, and that sounds awful, but it was a very negative environment. It's just a negative energy. And I'm going to do a different, you know, segment on that by itself, so I'll get to that later. But, so I had started weaning. I was weaned off all the medications at this point. December 2020 came around, and okay, let me start by saying I never really had orgasms before. Never with a man, only by myself. And what they were then, they're not like they are now. They were really forced. They weren't enjoyable up until the actual orgasm. They're really hard to explain, but you know, just like pain, nobody can compare pain or an orgasm or anything like that to one another. There's no measurement. There's no way to. So whatever day that was in December, I got the, you know, feeling to masturbate. And the second I started, it was orgasm. It was thousands that day, thousands. To the point I had shooting pains up in me. I was having so many. I was having them when I peed. I was just having them constantly. So my friend was worried. She wanted me to go to the hospital. And it turns out, which I guess could have mentioned all my other medical problems. Sorry. I was on all that medication, like Neurontin, for example, because I have psoriatic arthritis. Well, psoriasis, which has nothing to do with any of those. But fibromyalgia, you know, I just had, plus I have all these other weird ass disorders that I'm going to get to later. But, the neurological problems, along with the restless leg syndrome and whatnot, turns out that's what I have as far as orgasms go. It is called PGAD, which is persistent genital arousal disorder. Weirdest ass medical problem I didn't know existed. So anyways, turns out that's what I got. The nerves in my legs, my long chicken legs, are confused and are intertwined with my vagina, or however that works. So half the time it's not even sexual. But for the past year, I've been like a 14-year-old boy with a lock on the door. It's been pretty bad to where I think my friends are trying to get together an intervention. Everybody's like, you need to go back on your medication. No, y'all go almost 42 years without orgasm, and then we'll talk about it. You know? And it's like I have like 5 different kinds. I see something in the mirror, or am I hallucinating? You know, I'm into paranoia shit too. There's a lady in one of my pictures. I swear I saw something moving. I was just seeing you. There's a lady in one of my pictures standing in the doorway recently. That was kind of freaky. I'll post that later. But, like I said, this channel is not going to be anything about anything particular, just my life. TLC didn't want to give me my show, so finally took their suggestion. And I don't know if I mentioned in the last video that I never wanted to do this because I'm like, oh, I need to lose some weight first. But I have gained a lot of self-confidence this year. Like I never had before, like I never thought I would. But, different day, different time, different day, whatever. Turns out I had this GPAD crap. And, I've got it a little bit more under control. But, turns out, like I said, the gabapentin was keeping it at bay for so long. And I refuse to go back on it. Unless I'm in, like, so much pain again, I can't walk, and I pray to God that never happens. Computer, skip, praying that never happens, because it's been pretty freaking awesome, but, totally losing my train of thought again. Maybe I shouldn't have music on. Computer, stop. Alright, so, there's so much I want to talk about, like I said, but, that's one of the main things I want to talk about was fish oil. Besides the whole orgasm ordeal, it has been a godsend. I mean, I feel better than I have ever felt, because I've had pain since I was 13 years old. I've been in a lot of pain, and no one ever knew what was wrong with me. It was either growing pains, or it was in my head, or it was, some bullshit. And my mom always had really bad arthritis, and they didn't know what it was for years because she didn't have the psoriasis rash. And then she finally got it like in her 40s, and they finally diagnosed her, or she diagnosed herself. That's usually how it goes. She diagnosed herself, and sure enough, but just did it again. I just totally lost my train of thought. But, fish oil. It is, I don't care who says I'm taking too much. I really don't care. I mean, yeah, it's kind of expensive because I usually get the, the salmon or the really good ones. I don't, but, I've came off all my medications except for, my opiates, which I have weaned off a lot. I would have a bad addiction. I'm not gonna lie. I'd say it was an addiction, but it was. I would take them just to take them half the time. But now I've cut back by half, and so like I said, say I take too many, I really don't care. As far as fish oil goes, I mean, it has helped me tremendously. I mean, I've came off so many prescriptions, and honestly, since my husband died, I wanted to do it for my health, but since my husband's died, I wouldn't be able to afford all these prescriptions anyway. I mean, not to mention the price of food, on top of which there's no way. Not doing what I do, barely make enough to scrape by. Just me and my kid, but I know there's something I wanted to add to this. I think I did this in the last video, didn't I? There's something else I wanted to add, and now I don't know what it was. Which I'll think of it later. Maybe 3 weeks from now, but I'll be like, hey, y'all remember that video? Yada, yada, yada. Yeah. So, that's what it was. I should really use the video editor. No one's going to watch me anyway, but the ones that do are going to be aggravated. I had cancer about 7 years ago, and, 7 years ago. Cervical cancer. And, I've been through my hot flashes, I've been through all that already, I've been in menopause. And everything I've researched says I shouldn't even have them now. But it's like I'm a freak of nature. I never had them. I went to having, hundreds a day if I want to. Not every day, but, And then I went, the menopause, and it says I really shouldn't have them at all anymore. So part of me gets scared that they're going to go away. So let's pray for Angela that they don't. But, and then also, marijuana. I've never been big at smoking it. Well, my husband wouldn't let me if I wanted to, but honestly, it was never my thing. Especially not around people. I'm out there. I'm out there not without drugs. I'm really out there with drugs. But, I was with this guy I was dating, Larry, and all of a sudden sex was totally different that night, and I'm like, what the heck? And it turns out it's because I smoked some weed. So I got to and I didn't put it together right at once, all at one time, but I was like, is it this, is it that, is it, I didn't know what was going on. And I finally figured out it was the weed, so I get to researching it, and it turns out that women, especially over their 40s, light up before, their sexual whatever, whether it's by themselves or with a man. And oh my God, I wish I'd have known that. Maybe I could have had the orgasms when I was on medication. I mean, I really don't know. I'm not going to start taking medication again to find out. But, wow. So if nobody knows that, research it. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it does anything for men. I know it doesn't actually. But for women, and maybe it's just me and some weirdos online. I don't know. But there's a lot of research done on it that yeah. So that just kind of adds to my newfound sexual whatever that I never had before that everybody else has, and I hear about multiple orgasms and all this other stuff from my friends, and I'm like, and just like the whole G-spot thing, I thought that was a myth. I mean, I never had them, but I swear to God, I swear, I have like 5 different kind of orgasms. So that just goes up to me being a weirdo, which y'all will all see here real soon, assuming anybody actually watches my dumb ass. But, not only do I have some weird medical problems like hypergraphia and musical ear syndrome. For years I thought I could, talk to the dead because of that. Just so many problems I have, but, I'm gonna dedicate segments to each one. It's gonna be organized as hell, as y'all can already see. I'm not very good with technology. I don't want to fool with the video editing, and basically I want y'all to see how I am in real life. And I'm one of those people you either love or you hate. Most of the time it's both. But either you love me or you really hate me and you're at the door. So that's kind of where I'm going with the not editing. Just to see what my bipolar schizophrenia life is like. Especially if you're sitting here in person talking to me. This is how I am. It's funny because I had a date the other night. And I'm like knocking stuff over and just losing my train of thought. And he's all, don't worry, you're nervous. I'm like, steady as a, took me like an hour to remember steady as a rock. Is that even right? Steady as a rock? Anywho, I wasn't nervous. I don't get nervous no more. Like I mentioned, I now have confidence. Confidence like I never thought I would have. And I was kind of more or less thinking, what the fuck am I doing here? But it wasn't even so much that, it's just that's how I am. But he's like, you're just nervous. No, I'm not nervous. I'm doubting myself, yeah, but I didn't say that I wanted to. But no, I was just more or less, this is me. I've been set for many a drug test at jobs back in the day, because they would swear I was on that shit. I'd smile, I'd go take the drug test. They quickly discover, no, she's ADHD, OCD, ADD, and it just, I've had even cops think I'm on some shit. I'm not, it's just my natural little squirrely self, unless I'm smoking some weed. Oh, we're talking about squirrely. But, I'm one of those that can't stay still. I see trash, I gotta put it in the trash can right this second. If you leave anything laying around, I'm gonna yell at you, put your shit back up, kind of person. It's pretty annoying. But, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Thank you for watching. If you like me, hit subscribe, or whatever it is the hell we're supposed to do on here. Until I'm not much of a YouTuber. I mean, every now and then, when I'm researching something. But I don't ever sit down and watch TV. My TV never comes on. The one in the bedroom, a boyfriend that I dated for a couple months, thought it was broken. It's never on. No, it's not broken. I just don't ever turn it on. But, I'd rather listen to music and write, and my disorganized schizophrenia writing, and all that good stuff. But, I'm never going to watch any of these, because I will be embarrassed and pull them off the web immediately. But anyways, thanks for watching, and, I'll be back with, I'm thinking about doing, definitely want to do a story about my childbirth, because it just kind of shows everybody what a weirdo I am. When I was in labor, it was just, I definitely want to do some bad date stories. I definitely want to do some more of my medical problem stories, down to my mama passing away, to the supernatural, to orbs, to some of the things that I've been through this past year, trying to find my spirit guide. Just a lot of weird shit. So I hope y'all stay tuned and join me for that. And everybody take care and enjoy your evening, week, whatever it is. I would say evening, but you might not watch this for 2 weeks. So, peace. I'm so awkward. Okay, I'm just going to end it. Bye.